Hello everyone, as we have completed all the modeling commands, so we are going to start with the exercises. So this is the very first exercise and I am going to make this model in the annex. So what are the two requirements? The very first one is you should have a very good command in the sketching, and second one, you should have the basic understanding of how to read the drawing. So this is the isometric view, this is the top view, and this is the sectional view. And the sectional view, you can see this is the sectional line and how it is having the section. Now we are going to start this model from the top view because most of the details are given in the top view, and along with that it is easier to make this part from the top view because this is a sectional view and we cannot start with the sectional view. Sectional view has been given for the basic understanding of the model, that whether the cuts are being through or not. Okay, so we are going to make this profile on the top view. So I'm just going to directly fall into the sketch. I'm not taking the extrude at the very start because I'm just going to have the multiple extrudes here. The very first extrude is going to relate with the 15 mm and the second extrude is going to relate with the 20 mm. So it is all up to you whether you are going to finish the entire profile in a one sketch or you can have the multiple sketches. The first sketch is regarding this part only, this thickness, and second sketch is going to regarding this circular part. So my style is just to have the entire sketch in a single sketch. So my style is to have the entire profile in the single sketch. So I'm just going to have the top here. So let's start with the sketch. So I'm just going to keep the origin here at the center of this circle. So I'm just going to have some circles here. Now just give the dimension. I'm just going to have the dimension. For giving the dimension, I have just clicked on this circular circumference. So I'm just going to have the dimension here. So this is going to be of radius 30, that means 60. And I will just convert this to dia so that you can identify clearly what dimension has been completed by me. So this is radius 30. That means we have completed with this. So I'm just going to highlight this. So this color is perfectly fine. So this has been completed. Now we are at dia 40. So I'm just going to give it as dia 40. So just give it as dia 40. Now what next? Next, I'm just going to have this circle, the smallest one. This is going to be dia 20. So I'm just going to have the circle here of dia 20. Now these dimension has been completed by us. So I'm just going to have tick them. These three has been completed. Now let's come to this circle and this circle. This is dia 15 and this is radius 15. So you can clearly see that they are somehow at some offset. So I'm just not going to make the circle over here, over this vertical axis. So I'm just going to put it as somewhere here. Now again, I'm just going to put it as here. So this is 30 as the radius is 15. 15 into 2 is 30. So just convert to radius. For converting the radius, I'm just having the right click, then just go to convert to radius. Now I'm just going to have the diameter here, and the diameter is of 15 mm. Now for this, you can see there is a tangent line. So I will place it, but before that you can see here it is 40. So I'm just going to give it the distance as, 40 from here to the horizontal axis. This is 40. Now what next? We have a tangent line here. So first I have completed just this one, then this one, then this one. So we are left with only these dimension. So this is how you can also do the practice. For a beginner, this is a very good exercise to have the markups. So we have completed with this. Now from here, this is 85. from this point to this point. So I'm just going to have this circle now, which is of dial 30. So let's do this like, and you can also see this is 40 and this is also 40. So I'm just going to keep it as on the same axis. So I'm just going to have the same axis like this, and this is going to be 40. Now I'm just going to give the constraint to this and this as horizontal. Now I'm just going to give the distance from this to this, and this is 85. Now you can see this has been blacked out. Why so? Because it is fully defined now and we are left with only this. So now here we can see from this 40 plus 50 is 90. So this is going to be 90. So I'm just going to give it as 90. As 90. Now you can see the sketch is fully defined. Now we are left with the few of the profile. So I'm just going to have the line here. This is basically going to tangent to this point, to the quadrant. And then we have tangent to tangent. So I'm just going to have the tangent to tangent here. Just activate this point on curve. And this is how it is going to get applied. Now it's time to trim some portion. Just go to trim, and here I'm just going to trim this one, and here also this one. And for this also, just reset this command, and for this I'm just going to have these boundaries and just trim this. Now close this. Now we are left with this arc and this internal portion. So for that I'm just going to have the arc here. Just make a rough arc like this and then give the tangency here. So this has been tangent now. Now I'm just going to trim some portion, trim this and this one also. Now this is radius 50. So I'm just going to give it as radius 50. Now you can see this is now undefined. So I'm just going to give a dimension here, basically this one. So it will get defined because you can see once we have made some changes to this portion only, so it has just undefined that. Now this is fully defined. We have completed with this radius 50, 85 we have completed, 40 has been completed, 30 has been completed. Now we are left with only these three dimensions, 50, 40 and 12. So for that I'm just going to make a rectangle here like this. So the midpoint you can see here. So the midpoint is going to get lie on the circular portion, on the center of this circular portion. So this is what I was talking about, that you should have a very good understanding of the sketch. So I'm just going to have the circle here now from this portion to this portion and a circle from here to here. Now just trim this and this one also. Now this is going to be horizontal and you can see this is 40. So I'm just going to give it as 40. And what next? Next we have 50 here from this center point to the center point of this. It is going to be 50, which is already 50. Now what next? Next we have the diameter for this. So first I'm just going to convert to diameter, and the diameter is 12. So this is how we have completed the entire profile. And at the bottom also, you can see the sketch is fully defined. And one more thing, like you can see the dimensions are not auto adjusting. So for that, I'm just going to go to menu, then go to task, then go to sketch settings. And here, just click on this toggle fixed text height on screen and done. And then click on OK. So now it is going to auto adjust. Like if I just zoom in, so they will get reduce the size. And if I just zoom out, so they will increase their size. So this is a basic setting, and that setting is going to be very useful. So we have completed the entire profile, the top view on this sketch. As you can see, all the markups has been done by us. So we are also completed this also, like dia 40 and dia 20. So we are left with only this one, 20 and 15. So just click on finish, and I'm going to use the extrude now. So just go to extrude. Now here I'm just going to use the region boundary curves, and the very first portion is regarding this one. So I'm just going to have the color here as yellow. So I'm just going to have this one only, this portion. Okay. So for that, I'm just going to extrude by the value of 15. As you can see, 15 here. So here I'm just going to give the value as 15, and the region is going to be only this one, and this is 15. As you can see, this is 15. So I'm just going to click on OK. Now we are left with only this circular portion, this one. So for that, the total value will be 20 plus 15, because you can see this is starting from here. From here, it is starting 20, but we are at here because we have drawn the sketch at this plane. So in total, it is going to be as 20 plus 15, which will make as 35. So the total value for the extrusion is going to be 35. Now just go to extrude, and here I'm just going to use this as 35 and keep the boolean as unite so that it would get unite. Just click on OK. Now I'm just going to color this. So let's have the same color as of the profile. So I'm just going to have this color. Now press home for this, and I'm just going to hide the sketches. Just press Ctrl plus S to save this part. So this is how you can have this model to be get prepared. Now let's do one more thing. As you can see that we have completed this model, but how to validate that if this model is correct or not. So for that, we just going to have some basic dimensions which are going to be get plotted in the drafting. So for that, I'm just going to have the layout as A4, because A4 is going to be just enough. And if not, we are going to scale the view. So here I'm just going to have the base view, and in base view, you can see the view is too large. So I'm just going to use the scale as 1:2, and then just click here. Now I'm just going to hide this. Just hide the coordinate as well. For that, I'm just using the shortkey as Ctrl plus W. Hide the control, hide the coordinate. So here we have some center marks. So I'm just going to reduce the size of these center marks. For that, I'm just going to have the double click on that. Now, let's place the dimensions. So I'm just going to use the feature parameter here. Just go to feature parameters, and here I'm just going to use the feature of sketch. So, and now sketch, and now I'm just going to have the top view. Then click on OK. Hidden features cannot be used for feature parameters in non-legacy views. Okay, so I'm just going to show the sketch. Just click on show sketch. Just go to modeling. So I'm just going to show the sketch. Now again, just go to drafting. Control plus Shift plus D is the shortkey. Now again, just go to feature parameters. Now I'm just going to have the sketch here, then just go to the top view, then click on OK. Now here you can see all the dimensions has been placed. Only we are left with this one, and this one. So how to correct them? Let's check it out. Just press escape and I'm just going to right click on this, just go to edit, and here the first object is missing. So for first object, I'm just going to pick this and close this. Now you can see this is correct. Basically, they have missed their references. So I'm just giving the reference once again. This one, and then right click on this, and again just go to center mark. Now close this. Now we are going to edit some settings here. So here I'm just going to have the filter as dimension, then select all the dimensions, click on OK. Now we are going to have the settings related to the text. So for this, I'm just going to have the period, and then we are going to change some dimension text because the text is too large. I'm just going to have it as 2. 2 is enough. Then just go to the line arrows, and here I'm just going to give the length as 2. So that is all. I believe so. So yes, that's correct. Now I'm just going to place them correctly. This one is going to be out. This is 40. Okay. The rest is okay. Just we are validating this. So that's the reason we are not, mainly focusing on how to place the dimensions correctly because we are just validating it. Now you can see 40, 40, 40 here also, and 40 here also, radius 30. Then we have the 20, radius 20. So 20 is here. Then we have the radius 50, radius 50. This is 85, this is 40. And then we have this dia. You can see this dia is 40. And here we have the dia 30. So we are going to change this. This is not 30, as in the drawing, it is 30. So we are just going to change this. For changing this, just go to modeling, then double click on the sketch. And here I'm just going to give it as 30. So that's why I have done this mistake so that we can identify that why drafting is important. Okay. So again, just go to this, and here I'm just going to update this sheet. Now you can see this is dia 30. So what next? Next we have dia 12. This is dia 12. And then we have the 40. Then we have 50. And this completes the entire drawing. Now what next? Next we have the sectional view like this. So let's place the sectional view also. For that, I'm just going to make a section line first. So just go to profile. Then here I'm just going to have the quadrant only. So I'm just going to cancel this point on curve, then go straight somewhere here, and from this point also like this, and then this. I'm just going to delete this. Now we are left with this one and then this one. So I'm just going to give it as vertical. Now it's completed. Just go to finish, and then we have the standalone, and let's check the direction first. Like this is downward, and here you can see this is upward. So I'm just going to reverse the direction and then click on OK. Now we have these arrows, so I'm just going to edit this. Just go to settings, and here we have the section line, and in the arrow length I'm just going to reduce this to 5, and this is going to be 2. Now click on OK, and then OK. Now this one also I'm just going to not edit that, just so that they can be clearly identified. So we are going to place this sectional view. Now just go to sectional view here, and here I'm just going to have the select existing, and then existing, and then just select that line. Now you can see we got the same view here. Now let's place the dimension. For placing the dimension, just press D on the keyboard, and here I'm just going to choose the vertical. So from this point to this, it is going to be 20. And from this to this, it is going to be 15. Just go to edit setting, select this one, click on OK, then go to inherit, selected object, then select this one. Close this. Now I'm just going to align this dimension. Now press Ctrl plus F to fit the view, and this is how we can validate whether we have correctly made this model or not. So that is all regarding the modeling exercise number 1. I hope you have enjoyed the learnings of this tutorial. If you have learned something new from this video, please do hit a like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.